All right, just me and Joe Quinn. What did we see today?
Space Jam: A New Legacy.
You bet, with the hit film actor LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
What were our thoughts going in?
Oh, I thought it was gonna just be like this commercialism piece of shit.
Okay.
I thought you see the trailers and like all they showed was like the background characters and everything like that. No real substance to it.
Yep.
So that's kind of what I thought. What about you?
I walked in completely void of expectation because I have seen the first Space Jam. I'm like the only guy in the world who does not love that movie.
Oh.
It's just a collection of characters, kind of like Avengers, but without the heart. Like, hey, come see our stuff. Here's Michael Jordan and, Bugs Bunny. Give us your money. Like, It's just not, it's not for me.
To me, the first Space Jam is just like this insane tech demo, right?
A tech demo.
It's not a movie. And you could probably say the same thing about the second one.
Yep.
But they're both tech demos where they're trying to accomplish something. And I think in both cases they succeed.
Okay. At that thing you're talking about, yes. And can I just say before we get into it,
Mm-hmm.
the visuals of A New Legacy are breathtakingly beautiful.
Only the 3D animation. The 2D animation's kind of lacking.
I think the opposite. I think the 2D, like the Looney Tunes world stuff, that was pretty good.
Even when you compare it to like the first Space Jam, like it didn't seem as smooth. I'll say that. Like not enough in between frames. Kind of like a lot of motion tweens and stuff like that.
I will say the LeBron stuff where he's animated,
that was kind of weird.
that was very weird, and I think a lot of that was LeBron's performance, which we'll eventually get to.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get there. There's no way we possibly disagree on that one.
Right.
He's brilliant. Yeah, with this movie, I was going in and I was just void of expectation. I was like, all right, Joe Quinn really pushed, because I wanted to see this on Max here in my room.
Right.
Because we both have the power to just view it without doing anything. But you're like, no, you know what, Jake? I'm doing the best Joe Quinn impression I possibly can. Oh, let's go to the theater because let's do it and it's going to be an experience and let's go out there and do it. And it's like, okay, well... Fine.
Here's my reasoning. How many times in your life can you say you saw Space Jam: A New Legacy on the big screen?
Now,
and I don't mean like a big television screen. You have like a 77-inch or something like that, something around that.
allow me to press triangle and counter that point, because how many times would I want to?
Tim, listen.
This is a movie where, and I'm not kidding, the audience at the end clapped.
Yep.
The director is not present. He can't hear you clapping.
But
It's
they
for
clapped.
no one.
They clapped.
It's for no one.
It wasn't even like a lot of kids in the theater.
There was a surprising amount. Like, there are sometimes like where like Don Cheadle says, "What the glitch?" and then a kid like 10 seats away was like, "He said a bad word," to the whole theater. I don't know if you heard that.
I heard that.
It was impossible not to.
But still, like I expected like a theater full of kids. It was kind of like some mix, but not as many kids as I thought were gonna show up. I guess it was a late night. It wasn't even like the premiere day.
Right.
We're seeing this a day late. How could you make me wait, Jake?
I know. I'm sorry to just curse you like this, but yeah, it's definitely my fault. Yeah. So we're watching the movie, and all right, I'm gonna be honest. Some parts were even worse than I thought they would be.
Okay.
But some parts were astoundingly better than I thought they would be.
I'm kind of in the same boat.
We're caught in this weird mix right now because it's hard to give it like a score out of 10. I have no number in my head right now. I don't know how to rate this movie.
I don't really think that I don't think of this as a movie. It's kind of
not.
This is an experience. I haven't seen Ready Player One. I know you have. I feel like this is kind of like the same level as Ready Player One.
This is absolutely Ready Player One, except Warner Brothers is aware and just at this point addressing it in the movie and pandering directly. It's definitely Ready Player One. That's an excellent point to bring up. Ready Player One has some kind of serious story that it tries to get across, and whether it succeeds or not is, I think it kind of mostly does, but sometimes doesn't. But that movie, at the time people were saying like, oh, it's just a big old trailer for one of those other properties. This is leaning into that concept.
Yes.
This movie is unabashedly like, we are a fucking trailer for our own studio.
Let's talk about that a little bit. You have, of course, you have like the human characters from like previous Warner Brothers movies, but like you have like a bunch of new CG models.
Yep.
You had the CG models ripped directly from Scoob.
Yep.
Like no alterations done to them at all. If you look, those were the Scoob models.
They were the Scoob models.
And they're planning on doing a Hanna-Barbera universe. Scoob was like the first film in that franchise.
Right.
So you can see like it's either like a thing of laziness or like they're just planning ahead by doing all these like models ahead of time before like these movies are scheduled to come out.
Yep. What's weird too is like the big third act thing is obviously it's a Space Jam movie, so you got to have the Space Jam court, the basketball tournament battle. The whole third act with that tournament battle of the third act on the court, that whole situation there, everyone around them is a character from their movies, and I spotted quite a bit many of them. There's even some obscure ones. They had the Joker's sidekick Bob from the first Tim Burton Batman movie. Is a guy who just wore the Joker's logo on his shirt.
Did not notice that.
He was there. It was like, wow, they had fucking, oh my God, Arnold Schwarzenegger freeze Batman from Batman and Robin. They had him. Specifically that version of Mr.
You mean
Freeze.
the one where he's LeBron James or?
No.
No?
That is definitely not that one. Though he's in this too. I don't know if you noticed. No, on the sidelines were all these characters. And I'm looking at these sideline characters, and at first I was like, oh, hey, cool, I recognize those things. But then the camera goes a little bit closer, and it's like, oh, these are like extras and cosplayers that are very clearly not any of like fucking Jim Carrey mask. They have the Jim Carrey mask there. The dude's head looks nothing like Jim Carrey's head, so it's like a weird green blob. And then you got like the agents from the Matrix, which sure, the agents aren't just Agent Smith.
Yep.
But they tried to be. They were standing there all stoic, like, oh, it's me, it's Mr. Anderson.
Yep.
And it's just this some dude. And then freaking you probably had some footage pulled from movies to cut out the characters to throw them in the court scene.
Yep.
Because Danny DeVito looked like Danny DeVito, and he's not in this movie as Penguin, I guarantee you.
No, that to me, that looked like a cosplayer. That didn't look like the Danny DeVito from Batman Forever.
Are you sure? I'm thinking about the guy in the full white Penguin costume with the
blood.
I
saw him with the big crane nose. That looked like a cosplayer.
Maybe it was. I saw a blurred background shot of him, so maybe I just got it wrong. But either way, yeah, they're mostly cosplayers out there, if not all. But what was really weird was that. Okay, so what I like the concept where it's Space Jam, quote,
right.
So each franchise is a planet in space.
Right.
And they fly through the planets and stuff.
That's interesting.
That's interesting. Neat. I don't know how I feel about them literally taking footage and scenes from their most popular movies and shows and stuff and, CGIing the Looney Tunes characters. And it's like they could have created a new sequence. Like, for example, they did a Wonder Woman bit.
Yep.
And they made a new sequence. They did it like the comic book style, and that's pretty cool. But they took the scene from The Matrix that introduces Trinity to introduce the granny and freaking Speedy Gonzalez, who isn't in the movie after that scene.
No, he's in.
Well, where?
He's playing basketball.
I did not see him play basketball.
He's on like Daffy's shoulder.
Yeah, he stands around. Oh,
he stands around.
Yeah, all right.
But he's in there. He's in there.
Speedy's a great character, by the way. They underuse him in a lot of stuff. But yeah. So I don't know. How did you feel about them pulling footage straight from the movies?
I'm like back and forth on it, right? Because like there's half of my brain that's like, okay, this is just like cynical corporate greed. You shouldn't be sharing this stuff. It's pandering.
Yep.
But the other half is like, this is pandering directly to you. You like this stuff.
Yeah.
This is crazy. There's a scene you said like the Wonder Woman comic style, but before that there was like the Superman animated series style. And I wanted to say next to you, you were sitting right next to me. I wanted to say to you, they did Jimmy Olsen more accurate than like Zack Snyder did Jimmy Olsen.
There's no place for Jimmy Olsen in our universe.
So just kill him.
Just kill him off immediately.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. In a sense, this is the closest we'll ever get to see, I don't know, King Kong next to Iron Giant.
Yeah.
And like the same mentality with Ready Player One. Like, that's not a great movie. I think it's pretty solid, but it's not perfect. But it is a movie that gives us a third act fight between Iron Giant and Mechagodzilla. And that Mechagodzilla is so similar to King Kong versus Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, it's crazy. But that is a movie that gives you those things if you're looking for those things. And it's like, this is the closest we're going to get to that, It's Warner... I don't know. It's pulling so much from other movies, especially like big Marvel movies, which is really ironic considering it's like Don Cheadle himself, which I didn't get because this movie does something very different where LeBron James, they enter the Warner Brothers verse, the serververse.
The serververse.
Serververse. They didn't just call it the serverse, which would have been simple. But they called it the Warner Brothers Serververse, and they go in and they meet the algorithm. And like so far, it's done where it's like Looney Tunes are fictional characters, and LeBron James likes those fictional characters. It's established in the movie. And they go in and they meet the algorithm, and his son, who's a very large character in this movie, his son is like, "Oh, the algorithm's a black guy," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's pretty funny." But a more accurate comment is, "Oh, the algorithm's Don Cheadle, the actor we should recognize because we recognize Looney Tunes as fictional. So why is Don Cheadle not Like,
Don Cheadle isn't in the isn't in this universe though.
Yeah, none of that adds up to me. Like I don't.
No, I mean it's not like they showed a movie with Don Cheadle in it. It's not like they showed like Iron Man 2. Yeah, obviously they wouldn't be able to, but it's not like they showed that.
So like, did Terrence Howard carry through all the films in this world?
Let's say
I guess so. I don't know. Like,
does Warner Brothers own the Golden Girls? Because I know he's in that.
Oh, he's in the Golden Girls.
He's in the Golden Girls.
Oh man, I like how like every single reference was just Warner Brothers. Like, what in the Matrix hell is this? You have to just like every single property just shove him right in.
Even before like the basketball court scene where like every fucking Warner Brothers character in existence was there.
Yep.
You still had like a lot of decent like kind of callbacks. Like you had like characters just in the background. When again the Superman scene when Superman stops the train, you could see like Harley, Alfred, and Lois Lane just like in the other half of the train.
Yep.
Like they didn't have to do stuff like that.
And they did make the animation style similar to the Justice League DC animated universe with like Justice League and Unlimited and stuff that. They made that like with the really broad shoulders that everybody had.
I like seeing again, that's just pandering directly to me, but I like seeing that stuff.
Yeah, the movie gives you that.
The movie gives you exactly what you want.
If that is what you want, though.
But you get a lot of dumb shit with it.
You do get so much dumb shit.
You gotta, this is the turn your brain off kind of movie.
Right, and you have to.
But it's beautiful. There's like this movie looks really good.
And on top of that, though, like, for me, the first Space Jam, I don't really like that movie very much. But they kind of play to Michael Jordan's strengths of, like, you know, his one-liners and his quips and stuff. LeBron James is awful. And it wouldn't even be that bad of a problem if he's barely in it, but he is the main character of the movie. And it's really, like, I know, look, you gotta do Space Jam again, you gotta get the most popular basketball guy who isn't Kobe, rest in peace.
Yeah.
I get that. I understand what they're doing. But at the same time, it's really, you are hinging the movie on him, and he can't act worth shit.
No.
He's
none
awful.
None of the LeBron family can act.
I know. He, like, every single performance or line he gives is, like, very wooden. He's like, oh my God, wait, you can't trust the algorithm. Please.
Until the end, though, I will say the scene where he hugs his son, I felt conviction in that. I don't know if you did, but I heard his like voice cracking. That sounded real to me.
All right, yeah.
I wanted to say that because I know you were gonna go like LeBron's a shit actor, but maybe if he's playing a sad character, you can play him well.
You're saying because he watched one clip of him hugging his actor son once, you're like,
that's
wow.
I'd be shocked if that's not his actual son.
No, because that's a really talented child actor.
Is it?
Do you think that LeBron's real son is that talented?
I thought that's just LeBron's family. I'm gonna Google that.
Yeah, Google it up. I'm pretty sure his wife in the movie is a famous actress. But anyway, no. So that scene you're talking about, he hugs his son and he's like, "Yay, my son!" And then they stand up. And then they're like chilled and not like doing anything. And then he's like, "Come here, give me a hug, son." And then he runs up to him again. And it's like the corniest possible delivery. So on that level, no. Because in the same exact moment, he says really stupid, corny things that are very wooden like the rest of the movie. And it really sucks that, again, you hinge the whole movie on this non-actor's shoulders to carry it.
Yeah, and you're right. That wasn't his actual family. You would have fooled me because they were all terrible too.
They were pretty bad. Although, the wife had her moments.
The wife was in it for 2 scenes.
And those were 2 great scenes. And
just like LeBron hugging his son was a great scene.
No, it wasn't. It was a great clip. And then he's like, he lets go and he's like, "Come here, son." And the son runs up again. It's like, weird. But no, so there are scenes where LeBron James and Don Cheadle are acting off each other. It's like if I was boxing Conor McGregor.
Yep.
Me, fucking skinny ass idiot Jake who's never fought in his life. Yeah, I'm gonna take him out. This is like the equivalent of like LeBron James and Don Cheadle.
Right.
Yeah, Don Cheadle's there, and God bless his soul. I'm sure he got paid real well. He's doing the best he possibly can.
With a terrible script.
And a terrible direction. And he is there trying to act and give something to the character.
Yep.
And he is acting against a cutout cardboard of LeBron James.
Yeah.
They could have just taken like a fucking, what are they called? Like the massive posters on a wall where it's a cutout.
Like a standee?
No, you stick them up. Starts with an F.
Fandango?
I don't know. I'm going to Google it later. One of those. It's like a giant picture of LeBron James is just like framed in front of Don Cheadle, and Don Cheadle's like giving his all and the swagger and the presence and ethos, and then LeBron James like, "I want my son back. Can you get my son?" And it's so dumb. And I'm just sitting there in the theater like I'm holding back laughter in a lot of these scenes. Like, it's weird because, like, there are scenes, because there's kids in the theater,
Right.
that made the audience laugh that, it's just a dumb kid's joke, so it's not really my kind of thing. But then there are normal scenes, quote, quote, normal scenes where they're just talking, and I'm, like, dying. Like, that shit's really funny.
Yeah, because they're trying to make it as, like, serious as possible.
Yeah.
It's falling flat on its
the
face.
more serious they try and make it, the funnier it got for me. So... yeah, there's some good moments, quote, quote, good moments.
Quote, unquote, good moments. I don't know. I very much enjoyed myself, and I need to emphasize this once again. That CG was, I wonder how many animators worked on this movie, because all the background characters, like, they were individually animated. I'm not talking about, like, the human ones. Obviously, all they have to do is just, like, dance around and everything on camera. But I'm talking about, like, the actual CG models, which are littered all over the place. There was not a moment where they like paused at all in this movie.
And another big deal too, they matched the lighting with their actors.
Yeah.
Because the actors, like Don Cheadle, 100% of the movie is in green screen.
Yeah.
Because he's a quote, quote, algorithm who's like walking around and stuff.
Exactly.
He's all surrounded by fictional fake CGI backgrounds. And to their full credit, everything around him, the lighting perfectly matched him and whatever was around him. And that I did not expect at all. Same with LeBron. Same with his whole freaking family, who's just shouldn't be in the movie at all. Everybody present in those scenes, oh my God, they looked like they're in this weird computer world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like it's the polar opposite of the first Space Jam, because I watched the first Space Jam not too long ago, but that movie shows a lot of cracks.
Yep.
Cracks and crevices.
Yep.
You can tell, like, obviously you can tell that, like, Michael Jordan isn't actually there, but it's not even like there's no like convincing effect whatsoever.
Yep.
He's just on a green screen. The lighting doesn't match.
I'm pretty sure at the very end of the movie when Bugs Bunny is walking down that university place, while they're talking, that's the one possible scene I think where it's real LeBron James and 2D Bugs Bunny, because it was always either 2D both of them or 3D both of them.
The scene at the end where like Bugs was dying, but LeBron had to like get sucked out of the
okay, so right before that scene.
So like two scenes, but
sure, yeah. So those are the only real bits of the movie where it was like real LeBron with 2D Bugs. But you look at the first Space Jam, it's everybody's 2D. There's no shifting forms.
Right.
It's all 2D the whole time, and it's like Roger Rabbit where they're pasted onto the frame.
No, Michael Jordan's pasted onto the frame.
Oh, is the world shit? Okay.
The world is CG, but like,
I watched when I was a kid. I have no frame of reference.
The world is CG. The characters are like painted. Like I guess they're drawn on top of the CG, but that's just like a background.
Well, no, because like I thought in the locker room, isn't the locker room real?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I was like
not
5 or 6.
Not that I remember. Not that I remember, but I'm pretty sure like the only the humans are like they're just green screen on top.
Fair. Yeah, you're right. Because it was not. It was not airtight. You're right. There are cracks in the armor.
There were cracks.
There are definitely cracks. Back to this movie though. I think it's the kind of thing where like you watch the opening scene, not the opening scene, but like the first scene with his family where LeBron comes out and he's like, "Hey kid, you got to work on your fundamentals," and the kid's like, "But I want to be me. I want to be expressive." It's like, oh, that's the whole script. I see every single plot point, all the peaks. There's a second act low point, and there's the big resolution where he realizes and he loves his kid, and the kid has appreciation. This whole thing, and then the kid's gonna show a sign of respect for him. He's gonna, and at the end, I'll take the ball back. No, I think I'll keep it because I've learned and grown as a character. I'm gonna show a sign of respect.
One thing that shocked me is outside like the first scene where it's like recapping LeBron's life and they're just sucking his dick for the like 5 minutes.
Yep.
They kind of shit on LeBron the entire movie.
They do, dude. There's a scene. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. There's a scene where like his fake son is like, "Oh, he's the greatest basketball player in modern day," and then Don Cheadle's like, "Oh, jury's still out on that one."
Yeah, like that's crazy.
That's amazing. Or the traitor joke, where you like betrayed 3 separate times. Like, oh my God, that's funny.
I love shit like that. I'm surprised that like LeBron's agent like okayed that. Like, yep, this is good for your image.
I agree completely.
But shit like that added to the movie for me.
Dude, honestly, you're completely right. If that shit was not in the movie, like to me, that'd be like, damn, you can't even take a fucking joke on yourself. You're gonna be the star of this movie, and you're not even a fucking actor. There's a level of comedy here. You need to take the piss out on yourself a little bit.
Yep, and it does that. Another thing that shocked me funny is, you know, they had the Game Boy, so like obviously you had to get like permission from Nintendo to do that. That's not too shocking.
Yep.
But they got the rights back to an actual Looney Tunes video game.
Yep.
Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. I saw that and I wanted to tell you like the whole history of that.
Sit me down in the theater.
That game's got some fucking history. The fact that they showed it on screen, that was like, what do you? How much money did you spend on that? That's just shit like that. It's just crazy.
Yeah, no, I like LeBron.
Attention to detail. This movie had a lot of attention to detail.
It had Easter eggs and references to other movies, but not really. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, like I would say that like, yeah, you're right. LeBron shitting on himself in the movie, or the movie rather, shitting on LeBron.
Yep.
That's so welcomed in a movie like this, and contrast that with like Hobbs and Shaw, which I did see in theaters because I had a girlfriend. I want to make out with her the whole time.
Yep, I gotcha.
I glanced at the screen every so often. No, so in that movie, The Rock and Jason Statham only kick ass. They never get their asses kicked, no matter what.
Right.
Not even by each other. Like, sure, they're throwing each other through things, but like they'll break through a whole wall and they'll just stand up again. Like, let's keep fighting. It's like, dude, I don't care how ripped this Samoan man is. He's gonna get hurt if he gets thrown through like concrete or whatever. But anyway, no. So like in a movie like that where like nobody is allowed to be hurt who is signed on to the movie, I'm sure The Rock and Statham have a lot of control over how their image is in those movies.
Yep.
This movie, LeBron gets the piss taken out of him.
Yep.
That's pretty great. Could use more of it, if anything.
Yeah. It's welcomed because
it is very welcome.
You don't expect it.
Yep. I really wish that LeBron was not the main character, though. I really wish that the main character was more so the son, and they played that up so that you'd have less LeBron acting scenes. Because LeBron acting is really, really tanking the movie. It's really bad. And I'm not saying that Michael Jordan is like the greatest actor in the world or anything. He's not. He's also kind of bad in Space Jam. But they use him, I think, an appropriate amount. Or at the very least, like they're teetering over the line of appropriateness. But at the very time, like they know how to handle that story where it's more engaging. That's a movie I don't like, and I'm complimenting it.
Yeah, LeBron's terrible. Michael Jordan also, in the first Space Jam, was not doing a good job. But that raises a question. Is this a sequel? Because there's many points, there's some points in the movie where Bugs is like, that seems familiar.
Yep.
But not like, oh yeah, we've done this before. Lola directly name drops it.
Yep, I don't play basketball anymore.
Right.
So... But then, like, wouldn't the Looney Tunes characters be like, oh yeah, we did this once? Wouldn't they all be like that?
I don't know. See, in this, it's kind of like the serververse is kind of like every world's a video game. But in the first Space Jam, it's a portal to the Toon world. Like not anything like related to like servers and whatnot.
Yep.
So it's
you know what it reminds me of?
What?
I don't know if you've seen this movie, but have you seen the 5th Terminator movie?
No.
Terminator Genesis?
No.
All right. So Skynet in the first few Terminators was like the future. Because, like, you know, in the future, AI gains sentience and they're going to take over humanity.
Right.
And now they've dealt with Judgment Day, like, on that day a few times.
Yep.
One of them is called Terminator 3 Judgment Day.
Gotcha.
They've done that already. But Genesis, the 5th one in the series, I don't know why I know so much about the fucking Terminator series, but the 5th one decided to say, hey, instead of that, we're going to have it so that Genesis is an app, and this company, Skynet, which isn't evil yet, in 2015 is launching an app, and they don't tell you anything about what the app does, but they're like, this is gonna change the world, everyone download it, and everyone in the whole fucking world is like, I'm gonna get this app, it sounds like the best app ever, I'm gonna get Genesis the app, it's gonna be so much fun, I can't wait to change the whole world together. It's like TikTok if it didn't offer any videos. It's just an app, but everybody's got it.
You gotta download it too.
You gotta add your way to download it.
Yep.
Perfect business model. And then when on that launch, time travel, they discover, oh shit, that's when Skynet launches and takes over the world or something. So that's nothing like what was supposed to be set up in the first 2 Terminator movies, and to an extent the 3rd one.
So it's like a semi-sequel.
It's a semi-sequel.
Maybe like a reboot, a soft reboot. I think this is what you would classify this as, too,
It's more so like, let's take the original, kind of remake it, but then like make it, you know, hip, relevant, and trendy for kids.
Right, that's exactly what this movie does.
And you know what? You can't get mad at it for that, because that is Space Jam.
That is Space Jam.
That is exactly what the first one is. It's not like this is a fucking artistic project, like the Mona Lisa that's being, you know, desecrated on screen. Like, this is fucking Space Jam. This is a movie that invented the concept of taking freaking Looney Tunes and putting them with Michael Jordan, the basketball player, and calling it a movie. Like, and they're just doing it again, but this time they're like, hey, let's just throw everybody in there.
You reminded me of something though by you saying like the whole app idea. Everybody opens their phone and then they get sucked in to the world.
Yep.
He's won at that point. Why did you even offer to like have the game?
I don't know. And honestly, I don't know why after LeBron won.
Mhm.
Sorry, spoilers. It's on HBO Max now. What are you going to do? I don't even know why after LeBron won that the guy, the algorithm, Don Cheadle, who's been cheating the whole time, was like, no. And then the game lets everybody out go free. Like,
you didn't have to offer to like the whole basketball game idea. Also, why would you send him to the Toon World? If like you probably have, if you're in the Warner Brothers archives, if you're the server of Warner Brothers, you have the first Space Jam right there. You know this has to end badly, right?
Right. Also, yeah, he's definitely familiar with the world of Space Jam. Couldn't like so is Space Jam the movie in the Toon World because it's a Toon movie?
Right.
So why couldn't LeBron James go to the Space Jam movie
just,
and get Michael Jordan Toon form, put him in the movie?
Because I don't think Michael Jordan will ever, I don't think they've ever been on screen together, Michael Jordan.
Just have him voice a Toon version of himself. It's so easy. It's the easiest thing. And
so obviously don't go into this expecting Shakespeare. You're not gonna get it. Go into this, turn your brain off. I honestly think you're gonna have a really fun time.
I'll say this: if you like movies that have characters you like in them just in the background, then this is a movie for you.
Yeah, don't pay attention to like what's going on in like the main portion of the screen. Just look at the background the whole time.
I honestly spent a good amount of time just looking at like Bob from the first Batman movie.
Yep.
I spent a lot of time looking at these characters that were just like, there were several penguins. There was Danny DeVito penguin, and there was Burgess Meredith penguin.
There's a lot
side
of
by side.
A lot of Jokers too.
Yep. There's the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, not Joaquin Phoenix. There's Jack Nicholson Joker. They had everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had Heath. I haven't seen Heath.
I don't know.
I feel like that'd be a little bit like risque to start going down that road.
You had the Great Gazoo in this movie.
You did have the Great Gazoo. Also,
someone had to animate and create a model for the Great Gazoo.
Not for nothing, but there's a scene in the middle where LeBron is trying to form the team, and he's like, we should get Superman, King Kong, we need to get freaking Trinity from the Matrix. Let's get all these like overpowered characters, and they'll be great, for basketball and doing the team. And then Bugs is like, no, let's get the Looney Tunes together. And then he does, and then they play basketball and they start losing. And it's like, you could have gotten Superman. Like, Warner is making the movie. They're doing their big, stupid, dumb, fun crossover where you and I are just there to watch characters we like do fun shit, right? Why not put King Kong and Superman on the team together?
Because then it's not Space Jam, Jay.
What is Space Jam if not stupid character collections that are trying to work together?
It is Looney Tunes playing basketball with famous man.
It can also be that while having, even LeBron said, let's also get Iron Giant so that his role model Superman can be on the team with him. That's smart. They could have done that. They have the rights to both those characters. Both are in this movie. Both are animated. Both don't need voice actors, and both could have been in this movie like nothing, like nobody's business.
Well, both are in this movie.
Yeah, do something. And don't just stand there. Oh my God.
I mean, they have no stake in this game. Why do they care?
I don't know. Like, I feel like you could have done, like, how Ready Player One, and again, like I've mentioned it before, but the third act of Ready Player One is basically what I'm pitching. Yeah. Where it's like a big brawl, everybody get together, woo! But like, I don't know, it took itself way too seriously.
Yeah. Here's another thing though. What would have happened if they lost and like they got deleted, right? Like Warner Brothers just lost their mascots.
Yeah, their algorithm would have deleted every single master of every Warner Media movie.
Exactly. It's awful.
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense. I guess he's like I don't know. He's mad with power. I guess he's just like every stereotypical like AI in that sense. But
maybe, but like there's copies of all those movies. Also, movies aren't sentient. I don't know what the algorithm is doing, but like
he sucks everybody into the game. But that doesn't make sense either because the kids app only like scanned them, but it didn't like take their body and now put them
it
in
did not take their essence and consciousness and suck it into.
No, all it did was it just like copied their moves.
You could do that now. There's a 3D model app where I can walk around you with my camera and I'll have a 3D Joquin that I can screw around with. That's a thing I can do right now.
You could. You absolutely could.
Like,
but it's not gonna fucking suck me into your phone.
There's no amount of software that could possibly exist to upgrade the phone to the point where it sucks your soul out from your brain. I don't know. It's a movie, like, if you start thinking about it, you lose. That's not how to play this game.
Exactly.
That's not how to play it.
But I can't help but just like, reminisce about it. because I had a really good time. I had a really good time. I think I'm gonna watch this again just to like see more of the background characters. I might as well. I have HBO Max.
I don't know. I'm going over the movie in my head now, and I'm still like on the fence about it. But I keep thinking back. What is one standout scene? I got nothing.
The Bugs dying.
No, it wasn't. Did you really think he was gonna die?
Yeah, that was kind of weird. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Like he definitely dies. He disappeared.
Are they gonna kill off their most bankable freaking character, the most iconic character, arguably in their archive?
Yeah, but then he just shows up in the real world.
He shows up. He's like, "Yeah, I can't die, haha." Like, yeah.
Nope. You don't think anybody would like be talking about the fact that they were just sucked into a video game, basically?
Nope.
Or the fact that Bugs fucking Bunny is walking right next to LeBron James?
Yeah, everybody seemed really chill with that.
Yeah,
that was funny.
That was really funny.
I don't know. None of it made any fucking sense. So I
Yeah.
don't know. It is exactly what it looks like. I'll say that. If you've seen any poster or any trailer for this movie and you think you know what it's about, you're right.
Yep.
It is exactly that. There are no twists and no surprises. But if you want that, it is for you.
Yeah.
Check it out.
If you like any of Warner Brothers filmography,
you will see it.
You'll see it.
You will see it.
You will feel catered to.
You know, it's funny, to wrap this up, actually, you once sent me that scene from Space Jam: A New Legacy where, Granny does the Trinity introduction in The Matrix. And it's basically just the clip and footage of the movie, but done with Looney Tunes characters instead. And you were like, Jake, what are your thoughts since it's your favorite movie? To that I say, no movie can ruin The Matrix. The Matrix ruined The Matrix. Because 2 and 3 came out, so it's not like we're in a universe where it's this like high and mighty franchise. This is not like, oh, you can't touch the Matrix. No. You do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Yep.
We've seen revolutions. Space Jam: A New Legacy is better than the third Matrix movie.
Let's
Sorry.
go.
Let's fucking go. That's not a high bar, dog.
No.
But no. In any case, I'm going to give this movie. God, I'm really my wheel of out of 10 is spinning right now. I'm gonna go with a 3.
3.
Uncertain 3. Like I'm really between like a 1 and a 5. So I guess it's
you're just going with 3.
Just going with 3.
Honestly, I'm gonna be a little bit higher than you. Again, don't watch this expecting a movie. Just watch this expecting an experience.
That's the problem. I'm judging it as a movie.
True, but I'm judging it as as an experience.
Fair. I gave Serenity a 10 after all.
Yeah. So this experience is like a 6.
Okay. That's I thought you were going to go higher with the experience.
No, because there's still a lot of problems. When it tries to be a movie, that's when the problems rear its head.
Unfortunately, that's a lot of the movie. Unfortunately, it's a lot.
So yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yep.
See you next time. Massive Implications coming out soon, baby.
Yeah. Woo.